Live? Can we go? Good afternoon and welcome to the 2022 South African Bowls Women's Nationals, hosted by EP Bowls with the headquarters at Walmer Bowling Club. We're busy watching the Women's National Pairs semi-final between Protea bowler Colleen Piketh from George and Fourie from CBCOB boys. And Colleen Piketh ready with one perfect bowl on the jack, holding shot, just the one. Fourie now, her last bowl. Can she make a difference? Playing the backhand, looks like that's going to be a little bit narrow. So now Colleen Piketh with a bowl in hand, already holding the shot. Maybe two, has got an opportunity to make it three, confirmed by the umpire and marker that it is in fact two. The weight control from Colleen Piketh, absolutely superb. Pushes her own bowl in, it could be in for a third, maybe even four, depending on those two wide bowls of Fourie. Fourie, that's one taken out. Second one out. So Colleen Piketh, with all her Proteas experience, taking an early lead. And the measure comes out for that third shot. Colleen Piketh, having played this morning in a fours semi-final, narrowly losing out to Sue Tar, and there the third is conceded by Fourie. She found that in singles, measurements can become quite distant. Now, Taylor the tape will tell. And that's a fourth. So, good start that for Colleen Piketh into the early lead with 4 shots. Momentum, a very important aspect of singles. When you're on the mat, you've got to keep going. Never give your opponent an opportunity to get in. Colleen Piketh just bringing the mat up to the 6 meter mark. And the jack to the 6 meter mark. This live broadcast and streaming available on Facebook and YouTube. Logging on to Bowls One Sport for Life on both Facebook and YouTube, and then cross-posting on EP Bowls, BGN Bowls Gauteng North and Northern Cape Bowls. If you're watching, post to your wall, Bowls Club pages or your friend's wall. First bowl from Colleen Piketh, stone dead. Absolute delight to watch Colleen Piketh with her weight control, her reading of the lines, the strategy she uses. Interesting to know that Colleen Piketh uses a size 4 bowl. It just seems to roll forever. And how effective she is with those bowls. And that's what she's good at, just piling them in. Also, with regard to your viewing, let us know what bowling club or city you are watching this live action from. Fourie now, a little bit more weight, trying to get a bowl into the head, and just nicks off the edge of Colleen Piketh's bowl. A little bit heavy. That delivery from Fourie. And Colleen Piketh, once she picks up the weight in line, she can be deadly. She'll just sneak in for a third. Fourie desperately trying to get into the head and trails the jack, but unfortunately doesn't stay with it, just slices it, and Colleen Piketh still holding the 2. This is the semi-final of the Bowls South Africa Women's Open Singles. Started off with 43 sections of bowlers. 20 sections were also included in the veteran singles. So all in all, about 200 ladies taking part in the singles. What she does best, Colleen Piketh draws another shot in. Now, how does Fourie get into that head with that jack being trailed? Both those short bowls of Colleen Piketh right on line. Way too heavy. Colleen Piketh picks up 3 and moves into a 7-shot to 0 lead at the completion of the second end. Walmer Bowling Club here in Gqeberha. It's also home of the PE Bowling Club, the oldest club in the country. Bowls first started there 140 years ago, celebrating their anniversary this year. And wind certainly proving a little bit difficult. Three-quarter end for Colleen. Piketh from George Bowling Club. Ina Fourie, her opponent in the semi-final clash, from CBC Old Boys. First ball from Colleen Piketh on the way. Metre short, slightly narrow. You wonder the strength of this wind, whether it's actually going to have an effect on the bowl. Colleen Piketh using a size 4 won't have too much effect. Ina Fourie drawing a very good shot, stone dead on the jack. Slightly wide. Good positional bowl, because the angle that Ina Fourie's shot bowl in relation to the jack, if there's any contact on that shot bowl, that jack will spring straight to Colleen Piketh's bowl. Insurance bowl from Ina Fourie, a metre through. Another wide, deep bowl from Colleen Piketh. Good control, good bowling from Ina Fourie. She holds the 2 shots. Looking to draw at best a second shot. Does so quite comfortably. Now, Ina Fourie's got the ideal opportunity to use that last bowl of Colleen Piketh's to bump it and fall in off it for a second shot. A little bit of extra weight from Ina Fourie, but it's not going to draw back far enough, so it'll be opening shot for Ina Fourie in the third end in the semi-final clash. Colleen Piketh leading by 7 shots to 1.
Rugby and cricket. Rugby. Suddenly the ref blows the final. But the first thing you realize in a rugby match, when the ref blows the final whistle, that's how quickly. Because it's action the whole time. Cricket's a little bit slow, but more action. This is more sedate, and you talk softer, which is easier to your intonation in your voice is easier when you're talking softly.
Ina Fourie on the mat. Wrested back the advantage from Colleen Piketh. And a good start from Ina Fourie. A foot away from the jack as it rolls closer. The master at work, Colleen Piketh. Fourie trying hard to get a ball in the head. Bumps her own ball up. Still not far enough. Colleen Piketh holding the shot. And Colleen Piketh working out what line and what hand to play. Was those two balls of Fourie. Awkward position. Short of the jack. Does Colleen Piketh use those balls to bounce in off? And comes up short by 1.5 meters. Fourie now. All she needs to do is make contact with her ball on the left hand side and it'll knock the shot ball out of the head. Unfortunately, right weight, but just too wide. Colleen Piketh looking for the insurance ball behind the jack and does so very well. Once again, Fourie coming in with a little bit of weight. Can she find her ball? No, slightly wide. So the one shot held by Colleen Piketh. A lot of people would have declared their last ball, not Colleen Piketh. It's strong and wide, so it'll just be the single shot. Colleen Piketh advances her score to 8 after 4 ends, and Fourie the solitary shot. While you're watching this live streaming, please let us know what bowling club or city from whence you're watching, and also send in your comments. We'd love to hear from you, and if there are questions, we'll try our utmost to answer them adequately. There's confirmation of the scoreline at the moment. 7 shot the difference. Wide and long, Colleen Piketh's opening ball of the fifth end, sorry. The wind starting to play havoc as it picks up. Very good weight control from Fourie. The semi-final clash. The winner will meet Helen Janssen from Rustenburg Bowling Club. Colleen Piketh coming up just a little bit short. Changing hands. Now Fourie on the backhand. Needs the ball to roll out. Not quite. Still holds a solitary shot though. Doesn't waste time, Colleen Piketh. Gets on the mat, knows exactly what she wants to do, and then tries to execute. Fourie coming in with a little bit more weight around the outside, knocks her own ball in. That'll be for a second shot. Now what can Colleen Piketh do? She's wide, so Fourie will pick up a minimum of 2 shots. She's got another bowl in her hand. Can she increase that tally? Doesn't. Comes up short, so it'll just be the 3 for Fourie, and she makes that scoreboard look a lot more respectable at the end of the 5th end. Oh, just the 2. One bowl of Colleen Piketh. It's quite deceptive from our viewpoint. Just the 2 shots. So Fourie making inroads into that deficit. 5 it is now, as Colleen Piketh, after 5 ends, leads 8 shots to 3. Fourie getting to the semi-finals with a win over Burns from Mowbray, 21 shots to 15. And Colleen Piketh also beating another Mowbray Bowls Club member, Cowan, 21 shots to 9. Very good start this from Fourie. Just to remind all our viewers that the finals of all the various competitions will take place tomorrow morning. The 4s, pairs, singles and the veteran singles will take place tomorrow, Sunday morning, here at Walmer Bowling Club, hosted by EP Bowls. Very good weight control again from Fourie, holding the 2. A little bit short and wide from Colleen Piketh. You wonder, having played a sapping game of 4s, which she narrowly lost prior to this, Colleen Piketh becomes a test of mental stamina, as Fourie perfectly draws in a 3rd shot. So a little bit wayward, Colleen Piketh at the moment, but all it takes is one bowl. Can Fourie get a 4th in there? Yes, she can. 4 red discs held in the air, confirming 4 shots held. Now, important bowl this for Colleen Piketh to get amongst them and just nicks through. Oh, could be a measure. Looks like definitely 3. Maybe even 4. And that brings Fourie right back into this match. 4 it is. After 6 ends, Colleen Piketh, her lead narrowed down just to the single shot. 8 shots to 7. Alan McMaster, all the way from Bangkok. Oh, thank you very much for logging in. Hope you did well in your own bowls tournament. Joan Hitchens, also keenly watching. Marianne de Toy-Buerta. Perfect delivery that from Colleen Piketh. Ina Fourie just asking the marker just how close that Piketh bowl is to the jack. Decides to change hand on the backhand now. It will swing a little bit more with that westerly wind. As you look at that screen, the wind coming from right to left. Colleen Piketh still holding the shot. Another perfectly weighted bowl. I think that's the hardest thing to do in bowls, is to consistently bowl almost at an identical line and length. Marker just confirming that it still stays just the one shot down. Last bowl from Ina Fourie. She's got the weight. Does it go the distance? No, slightly wide. So Colleen Piketh still holding the one. Colleen Piketh asking the marker which is second shot. Oh. Colleen Piketh will take a walk just to make sure in her own mind what sort of shot she wants to play. It's imperative within your own mind. You must work out exactly what shot you want to play. Be positive on the mat and execute properly. No, Colleen Piketh decides it's too dangerous. She concedes her last bowl and was just happy to stay with the one-shot advantage. To 7 ends, Colleen Piketh leading by 9 shots to 7.
Jacques, it would have been easier if I'd switched the mic on. It would have been easier if I'd switched the mic on. It might have come through. When the mic was off. Yes. Ah, bugger.
3/4 length for Colleen Piketh. Having got into that very early 7-shot lead, it almost looks like Colleen Piketh just took her foot off the gas pedal for a while, but now back in action. Ina Fourie looking for an equally good reply. Unfortunately, just a little bit heavy. Short, but in the count for a second shot. Colleen Piketh certainly doesn't waste any time. Bowl in hand, onto the mat, knows exactly what she wants to do. Avenue is available on the backhand for Fourie. Only problem is, mustn't move the jack. It must be a dead draw. Because that bowl of Colleen Piketh is about 2 foot behind the jack, exactly on a backhand line. And has that travelled enough? And rolls out. Marker confirming to Colleen Piketh she still holds the shot. Unlucky that from Fourie. Her bowl just rolling backwards out of the head. Colleen Piketh. She's got to make sure she's wide enough with this delivery to get round that short bowl of Fourie. Last thing she wants to do is promote it. Knocks it out the way to draw a second shot. The semi-final of the 2022 Bowls South African Women's Nationals, open singles. Colleen Piketh taking on Fourie from CBCOB boys. Fourie looking to draw the shot, and has she done it? Once again her bowl just rolling backwards. This is very tight. Marker deciding, rather than making a decision, a measure is what is needed to differentiate the two bowls between Fourie and Colleen Piketh. But space still there for Colleen Piketh to get a bowl in there. On the backhand, that's exactly what Colleen Piketh is trying to do, and it looks like could be a little bit too narrow. Very good weight, but narrow. No influence on the head. As Fourie, still with the bowl remaining, takes the long walk to come and see exactly what strategy she must use. Colleen Piketh, with her well-experienced eye, also deciding a measure is going to be needed. Now, Fourie, she's got two bowls on the set, short of the jack. If she can find the front bowl, it'll promote the bowl closest to the jack even closer. Doesn't waste any time. It's got the weight. Oh, and just slices gently off Colleen Piketh's bowl. And certainly the measure will come out. And conceded by Fourie. So a shot to Colleen Piketh, and she moves into double figures. 10 on the board after 8 ends, with Fourie, her opponent from CBCOB boys, on 7. While you're watching this live streaming, please let us know what bowling club or city you're watching from. And if you've got any comments or questions, feel free to load them and we'll do our best to answer them adequately. Can't guarantee that we've got a brains trust here, but we'll try. On the backhand. Beverly Webster, the little busybody from Westview Sports Club. Must be nice watching, sitting in the comfort of your armchair at home. A hot toddy, possibly alcoholic in nature. Was this wind here in Gqeberha pretty nippy. Sheila Gibson, member of CBC Old Boys, she's also at home in the comfort, watching her fellow club bowler Ina Fourie taking on Colleen Piketh in the semi-final of the South African Women's Bowls Open Singles. And Colleen Piketh, with perfect weight, draws the second shot. Ina Fourie looks as though she's got the weight right, but just staying slightly wide. Not the best of bowls from Colleen Piketh. Short and narrow. Still holds the two though. Oh, welcome Walmer. George, number plate CNW. A lot of people say cold and wet. Definitely not. It's cozy and warm. And what a bowl from Ina Fourie. Perfect weight, perfect line, and just cuts those two Colleen Piketh bowls out of the head. And the reply from Colleen Piketh, oh, it just comes up a metre short. So Ina Fourie, with a bowl in hand, holds the shot. Oh, John Weingart, you watching from Mauritius. A beautiful bowl from Ina Fourie. And there, marker and Colleen Piketh confirming that it is indeed two shots to Ina Fourie. That was very good replying bowls from Ina Fourie. And she closes the deficit just to the single shot after 9 ends. She trails Colleen Piketh by 10 shots to 9. Imagine sitting on the beach in Mauritius watching a bowl semi-final. Just wonder how quickly I can get to the airport. Flight to Mauritius. On the internet you can do anything. Be able to commentate from Mauritius. Lovely cocktail in hand. And our producer Jacques whispers down, you can actually do that. It's lovely to know when you want it or not. Oh, good start from Ina Fourie. 2 feet past the jack. Perfect, ideal position. Line very good. Now, Colleen Piketh trying to regain that early momentum. Just rolling on through. Ina Fourie still holds the shot. just a little bit heavy. A meter through. Fourie certainly not overawed by the fact she's playing the bronze medalist from the World Indoor Championships. Certainly taking the fight to Colleen Piketh. Colleen Piketh comes up a little bit short, and it could be tight in terms of measure. And the lollipop lady doing her little jig. Anybody would think it's a dance-a-thon. It relieves a little bit of the tension. Played in the right spirit. Now back to the serious business. There's a bowl to deliver. A lovely split screen view of both the mat and the head. Jacques doing wonders with the production. Now Fourie looking to try and dead draw this bowl into the jack, and she's done so perfectly. And typical Colleen Piketh style, using her short bowl, deflects off it, and now decisions. There is a bowl of Fourie's in close proximity. Once again, could be the measure. Both competitors with a bowl remaining. And confirmation that Colleen Piketh with that last ball does draw the shot. You see Colleen Piketh just indicating that the wind does have an effect on the bowls. Colleen Piketh from George Bowling Club, Fourie from CBC Old Boys, inland. It's quite an adjustment for the inland bowlers coming down to the coast, because all of a sudden the conditions, the grass, the wind, can have such an influence. There's confirmation that Colleen Piketh still holds the shot. If you're watching, post to your wall, Bowls Club pages or your friends' wall. The last ball from Colleen Piketh on the way down the rink. It's got some good weight, and she draws a second. That's wonderful control. Confirmation of the two shots gained by Colleen Piketh after 10 ends. 12-9 the score. That 3-shot advantage. Once again, Colleen Piketh bringing the mat up. And the jack to the 4-meter mark. 3/4 length end.
Our monitor's gone down, Jacques. Low battery.
Slightly wide, a little bit short. That first ball from Colleen Piketh won't affect Ina Fourie should she also decide to play the backhand. Won't be in her line. Ina Fourie rather short, 2 meters in fact, forcing Colleen Piketh to change to the forehand line. And even though she comes up a meter short, still counting 2 shots in her favour. Now, Ina Fourie, can she get a ball close? Yes, she does, deflecting off Colleen Piketh's ball, mere 6 inches away. Colleen Piketh not being able to influence that shot ball of Ina Fourie's. Just running slightly through the head by 1.5 meters Ina Fourie. Colleen Piketh confirming that her last ball's a meter short. A little bit more weight now from Colleen Piketh, and she picks up the jack perfectly to trail it and lie the shot. Now pressure on Ina Fourie. And almost repeated by Ina Fourie. Just the one shot gained by Colleen Piketh. 11 ends gone. She leads by 4, 13 shots to 9. Colleen Piketh now starting the 12th end. A little bit heavy, 2 meters through. As is Ina Fourie. A readjustment for Colleen Piketh in terms of her weight control. And a foot and a half short. Really, Colleen Piketh almost seems to have that bowl at the end of a string. Another good bowl coming in from Fourie. Slightly wide though. Oh, gold delivery. Absolute gold from Colleen Piketh. Good looking bowl this from Fourie, but just hangs out wide. Metre and a half through. Colleen Piketh still lying the one. And turns that into two. Deadly accurate, Colleen Piketh. Fourie trying to cut it down. Picks up the jack and trails it away for the shot. Might even be two. Colleen Piketh's bowls now short. There is one of Fourie's bowls jack high, and she does get the second shot. So wonderful comeback that from Fourie. End of 12 ends. It's now tight. Just 2 shots in it. Colleen Piketh leading by 13 shots to 11.
Oh, no, you can have one. No, you must. Frankie.
So good comeback that from Fourie. Keeping the tussle tight. 13-11. Just 2 shots in it. On the backhand, Fourie, with this crosswind from her left-hand side, if the wind is going to help, it'll draw the bowl back in, but she's come up woefully short for her first attempt. As does Colleen Piketh. Fourie changing tack on the forehand now. And that hand looks a lot quicker, the extra weight. Even though Fourie bowled glanced the jack, she still run 1.5 meters through. Colleen Piketh now on the forehand as well. And what would you expect? Drawing the shot. Just a reminder, if you're watching, post to your wall, Bowls Club pages, or your friend's wall, and let us know what bowling club or city you're watching from. Oh, not the best from Fourie. Possibly just a little lapse in concentration. Colleen Piketh looking to get round the outside of Fourie's bowls, and does so with deadly accuracy once again. That marker's going to run out of ink with Colleen Piketh playing. Fourie trying really hard. Does it come back enough? Just runs out of momentum, and Colleen Piketh still holding the shot. Colleen Piketh deciding that Fourie's bowl just short of the jack is way too dangerous on the forehand. Changes to the backhand. Looking to try and draw another shot, but that's going to come up short. So it'll just be the single shot benefit to Colleen Piketh after 13 ends. That's 14-11. Gqeberha, the home of Walmer Bowling Club, is also home to the PE Bowling Club, the oldest club in the country, celebrating 140 years old this year. Wanting to watch more live action, just a reminder that all the finals will be taking place tomorrow morning. The open singles, veteran singles, pairs, fours from Walmer Bowling Club tomorrow morning from 9 o'clock onwards, South African time. And you can watch it on Facebook or YouTube. Enter in Bowls 1 Sport for Life on both Facebook and YouTube. Could start that from Colleen Piketh. It's about 2 foot away. You can also watch on the cross post on EP Bowls, BGN, Bowls Gauteng North, and Northern Cape Bowls. And please, while you're watching, let us know what bowling club or city you're watching from. Fourie, a little bit narrow, a little bit heavy. Colleen Piketh still holds the shot. Short and narrow. Colleen Piketh's second bowl. Now Fourie just taking her time, and all of a sudden that wind has gusted through quite strongly. That didn't have too much effect on Fourie's bowl, as she draws the shot beautifully. Now the reply from Colleen Piketh, and looks tight, could be the measure. Marker asked. And once again the measure dance starts. Maria, thank you very much for watching. Francistown in Botswana. Lovely place. All the game parks around in Botswana, beautiful places. Toby Botha Sr. from BGN. Fourie's home area. Erika Sieberhagen, all the way from Kroonstad in the Free State. if you've got wind up there, I hope it's not as cold as it is here in Gqeberha. Car and Squires from Hillcrest, up on the hill outside Durban. In a Fourie. Can she get into that head? Not quite. Narrowly missing with that little bit of extra weight. Colleen Piketh now with a bowl still to come. But Markran Lollipop volunteer, a member from the Walmer Bowling Club, we're doing the measure dance. Will this last bowl of Colleen Piketh have a say in the outcome? Don't think so. It's going to be narrow. Great weight though. In a Fourie, her last bowl. And one thinks Ina Fourie indirectly was declaring that bowl. I don't think she wanted to get involved and cause any trouble in the head, because the measure is going to come out. Very light-hearted banter going on. Played in very good spirit this semi-final of the Bowl South African Women's Nationals Open Singles. Now, this will tell a story. Measuring in a Fourie's bowl. And I think Ina Fourie has asked for the umpire, Mike Anderson, also from Walmer Bowling Club, to come and give a final decision. Must be tight. Mike Anderson, a very experienced umpire, one of the highest graded here in the Eastern Cape. Bowl South Africa, take him to national tournaments out of the city as well. Highly respected. Taking his time, Mike Anderson. Using a telescopic measure. And I think the way Mike Anderson's having to adjust his telescopic measure, that it might just be swung in the favour of Colleen Piketh. Got to get it right. It's Colleen Piketh that gets the deciding choice from Mike Anderson, the umpire. The 14th end results in Colleen Piketh going to a 15-shot to 11 lead over Fourie. A shortish end for Colleen Piketh. Now, as you see, the shadows start encroaching when the players play in a northerly direction. In other words, the direction Colleen Piketh is bowling towards now. That jack goes into the shadows. All of a sudden your depth perception changes in terms of weight control. And we've seen so many bowlers in the past couple of days really struggle when that ball is in the shadows. And those shadows will slowly encroach more and more onto the playing surface of the rink. Forehand option for Fourie. We'll draw the shot a metre behind the jack. Also a little bit heavy from Colleen Piketh. Let's run 2 meters through. Not a good bowl that from Fourie. 2-3 meters short, but she still holds the shot. Colleen Piketh just confirming with the marker that she was at least 1.5 meters through with her previous bowl. Now let's see the change in weight control from Colleen Piketh. Just slices the jack away, but she'll pick up the shot. Well bowled. Fourie now, looking to that same forehand side, and has drawn in a beauty. Colleen Piketh just taking a moment to work out exactly what she wants to do. Backhand could be the option, because that bowl of Fourie is about 1.5 foot short of the jack, right on the forehand line. And from the mat, what you can see in terms of the head can be so different when you actually just take the time to walk up and see at close quarters. Things can change. Colleen Piketh deciding to stay on the forehand. It's slightly wide, but rolls in. That could be rolling in for shot. Oh, whichever way it goes, it's pretty tight. And once again, the measure dance comes out. Fourie trying to get in onto Colleen Piketh's bowl, unfortunately, and there you can most probably blame the wind. It was tracking perfectly and then just drifted away as the bowl lost momentum. So that dreaded measure makes another appearance. Lovely work from Jacques, our producer, giving us that wonderful split screen. Quite a number of cameras in operation here at the 2022 South African Bowls Women's Nationals semi-final afternoon. Giving you, the viewer, the best option of the best sight of the bowls. Those wedges are so important here in Gqeberha, rather, with the wind blowing as it is, quite easily just wobble bowls and topple them over. And there again, tight. Mike Anderson, the umpire, called in, and the lollipop lady pretend she's bringing a plane into the taxi area. The sparse crowd that have stayed to watch the semi-final match, enjoying her sense of humour. Telescopic sight measure comes out. Players and markers, everybody still laughing at the antics of our lollipop lady. Now the final measure. They say it's a game of millimeters. This is even fractions of a millimeter, as Fourie gets the benefit of that measure. staying close, just 3 shots in it after 15 ends. Colleen Piketh leading in a Fourie by 15 shots to 12. It's wonderful having characters as markers and lollipop ladies, because even the mundane, boring task of measuring becomes a whole heap of fun. Long end called by in a Fourie. And the perfect way to start, a foot away. Colleen Piketh, her reply, and just wobbles off in a Fourie's bowl. Oh, that must be in a Fourie's perfect length. 2 great bowls. Colleen Piketh now. Can she get inside those bowls of in a Fourie? She's tried. She's come a bit narrow in terms of grass, but drifts away. Let's see what in a Fourie's muscle memory is like. Can she draw in a third? It's the hardest thing in bowls to do, is to be able to bowl after bowl consistently on the same line and length. Colleen Piketh now. More grass on this occasion. Does she get inside in a Fourie's bowl? Yes, and finds the gap, unfortunately. Right weight for the shot. Those bowls of in a Fourie are there to be used to deflect off. And that's short and wide from in a Fourie. Still holds the 2 though. Colleen Piketh's last bowl. Can she make it count? Looks like it's going to go narrow. And it does. I think in a Fourie is going to pick up 2 here. Confirmation from our lollipop lady. And now that gap. Just the 1 shot. 15-14, Colleen Piketh stays ahead. In a Fourie's done very well to stay in touch after that storming start that Colleen Piketh got off to. Confirmation of the score. Just 1 shot in it. Once again opting to keep that jack in the sunshine area as those shadows encroach more and more on the playing surface. I think these players are definitely finding the backhand a lot slower. Also the backhand chosen by Colleen Piketh, and that looks a far better weight. Very well judged. A little bit narrow, possibly as the bowl was losing momentum. The wind coming from the mats left to right, just affecting it and pushing it slightly wider. On the forehand, in a Fourie. Once again, coming up very short. So does Colleen Piketh, but it's on line, metre and a half short. She does lie the 2. Ina Fourie's got to make a big weight adjustment here to get a bowl in the head. And what better weight adjustment than that? Perfect. Very good try that from Colleen Piketh. Just gone a bit through. Ina Fourie still holds the shot. Also on the backhand now, Ina Fourie. Trying to get round that short ball of Colleen Piketh's, but very narrow. Finds those short balls. A lot of weight on this drive from Colleen Piketh. Sends balls flying, and Ina Fourie will pick up the one shot and peels the game in the 17th end. 15 shots apiece. Just a reminder, let us know what bowling club or city you're watching this enthralling game of semi-finals open singles. Let us know where you're watching from, which bowling club you're a member of. Even if you've got questions you'd love to ask, the Brains Trust will try and answer them. Linda Johns from Umkomaas, beautiful part of the KwaZulu-Natal coast. And you say the lollipop lady's captivating. She's got a sense of humour. Oh, Taz. She's watching while driving back down the N2 to Cape Town, having had a good week of bowls at the 2022 Bowls South African Women Nationals. Drive safely, Taz. Oh, very good start from Ina Fourie. Oh, how's that for a view? Andy Liam, watching from West Wales. Lamosta Bowling Club. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying the semi-final contest. Cindy Struvic from Alberton Bowling Club, thank you very much for watching this live broadcast. Ina Fourie still lies the 1. Tom Stradum, the beautiful garden route. Vista Bowling Club in Eden. Not the best from Colleen Piketh. Short, narrow. Pressure cooker stage of the game 15 shots apiece. Fourie comes up well short again. You wonder just what part adrenaline at this stage of the singles clash will play in this contest. Much better bowl, better weight from Colleen Piketh. Unfortunately, just running a metre on through. Fourie holding on to that one shot advantage by a whisker. And she's going to be short again with her final bowl. Oh, that's right on the backhand line, that last bowl. Colleen Piketh wanting to know just how short that last bowl was. It's a good metre short. But right on line as you look at that split screen, the picture on the right. Colleen Piketh looking to come in. And has she done enough to nudge it out the way, the shot bowl? Oh, just waiting for the players to arrive at their head, and Fourie gets the shot. And for the first time in the match, after 18 ends, sneaks into the lead by 16 shots to 15. Tense stuff indeed.
Semi-final national tournament. Adrenaline. Yeah, sometimes it can work for you and it can work against you. And then the adrenaline just kills your weight control.
Now you see that jack in the shadow. That could become a problem in terms of judging weight control, because your depth perception of how far that jack exactly is, the shadows almost confuse what the eyes say to the brain. On the backhand now, Fourie in the lead by just that solitary shot. Oh, there's nothing wrong with her depth perception. Absolutely perfect. Colleen Piketh now. Very good weight, just slightly narrow. And you just wonder, I don't think that bowl from Fourie's got the legs to get to the jack. Just the one shot held by Fourie. Colleen Piketh. Can she get her bowl to roll out? No, it's going to come up short. Blame those shadows. On the forehand now, Fourie. But hasn't taken enough grass. Better weight from Colleen Piketh, looking for that shot bowl, and just sneaks past and runs 2 meters through. better looking bowl from Fourie. It's going to run through though, but it does cover that bowl of Colleen Piketh's through the head. Last ball from Colleen Piketh. Does it get close? No, it won't. It also runs through, so it'll be a shot to Fourie. And already the lollipop lady is laughing. Does it mean another measure? Here we go again. Fourie asking that bowl wide of Colleen Piketh be measured. Remember, Fourie already one shot to the good of this end. The tail of the tape decides whether she can take a 3-shot lead. So only the single shot. That short ball of Colleen Piketh just edging a second shot for Fourie out. So 19 ends gone. Fourie creeps into a 2-shot lead. 17-15. She's up. Just remember, if you're watching this live bowls, let us know what bowling club or city you're watching from. Ask any questions, and I'm sure our Brains Trust will attempt to answer your questions. Oh, Spuddy Parker, thank you very much, bud. Is the invoice following that comment of yours? Wendy Maritz watching from George, supporting Colleen Piketh. Wide and short from Colleen Piketh, and almost looks as though she's gone to sleep. Last couple of ends, it's allowed Fourie back into the game and into a 2-shot lead. Now holes 2, better second ball from Fourie, applying all the pressure on Colleen Piketh at the moment. Never say never. Never say never. Brilliant. Almost like a pickpocket. Stealing that jack from between those two bowls of Fourie. That'll be the target of Fourie's bowl, is to knock that shot ball out. And has she done it? No. Just slides by. Trying to repeat the dose, Colleen Piketh. Slightly narrow. Good weight again, but her ball has come into a perfect position. Any contact on that shot ball, that jack will spring to exactly where that last bowl of Colleen Piketh has landed up. Fourie trying to get in on the act, and has she done enough? Colleen Piketh's bowl rolls back, but she still holds. Just a little bit more weight from Fourie would have knocked Colleen Piketh's bowl right out of the head, and with that chop and lie, Fourie would have been lying and holding 3. Lenny van Rooyen, thanks, asking when the final is going to be played. Tomorrow morning. All the finals will be played tomorrow morning. And just to let you know, Helen Janssen is awaiting the winner of this semi-final game between Colleen Piketh and Fourie. Helen Janssen from Rustenburg Bowls Club. She's in the final already. She beat Bev Breitenbach 21-18 in the semi-final. Because Colleen Piketh was tied up in the fours game this morning, that's why the semi-final was delayed against Fourie. But Helen Janssen awaits the winner of this encounter. Only a pleasure to help you. Oh, good start from Colleen Piketh. She just seems to have the ability to change gears and just lift her performance when it counts most. Fourie. Can she match that bowl? Trying hard. Trying very hard. And something our viewers might have noticed, Fourie confirmed was holding the shot. Just watch how quickly the bowl pulls up as it goes into the shadow. As the running surface becomes a little bit more tacky, the bowl certainly does pull up a lot quicker. It's wide and a little bit strong from Fourie. She does hold the shot though. Oh, it's just rolled just that 6 inches too far, allowing Fourie to still hold the shot. Fourie just wants to know that last ball from Colleen Piketh, just how far behind the jack it is, just in case she should pick up the jack. Now is this going to roll out? No, it's not. Ends up 1.5 meters short. Could be a nuisance value right in Colleen Piketh's eye line. Now, when in doubt, walk and have a look. Hey, Jacques. Thank goodness for those sheets. That one question could answer it straight away.
That's why I knew I could put it through to you, because I knew you had it.
In what way do you mean I've had it?
I know you got it covered.
Oh, the question you mean?
The question.
Right, Colleen Piketh now back on the mat. Working out what she saw when she was at the head and what she sees from the mat, and now what shot to play. Drawing weight, but I don't think it's got the legs. No, it hasn't. It's short. Colleen Piketh smacks her leg in disgust. Now this is a vital bowl now for Fourie. She leads 17-16. She's holding the shot. If she can get another shot here, she's on the brink of a big upset, beating Colleen Piketh. She'll be leading 19-16. Important bowl this. Not to just settle for the single shot she holds at the moment, but to draw in another. What a brilliant line. Just coming up short as it went into the shadows. So just a single shot to Fourie from CBCOB boys. And she now leads Colleen Piketh by 18 shots to 16 at the completion of the 21st end. Wow. After the start that Colleen Piketh got off to, 7 shots and 2 ends, one thought, well, is this going to be a walk in the park? Certainly not. Fourie, all credit to her, has fought back brilliantly, got the momentum going, and has been consistently applying the pressure, and deservedly leads 18 shots to 16. No, high pressure bowls, 2 foot through, but perfectly behind the jack. Colleen Piketh now. Just faces Fourie's bowl for the shot. This is where it gets down to sweaty palms time. Battle of the nerves. Who has the better mental stamina? Just coming up slightly short. Colleen Piketh will still hold the shot. And one feels with mental stamina, Colleen Piketh has been there, done it. Got so many medals, so many t-shirts from being in this sort of scenario. I don't think it'll faze her too much. But she too has also come up short. Good metre and a half. The 22nd end, an hour and 45 minutes into the game already. Another short bowl from Fourie. That's one way of doing it, using your opponent's bowl that's slightly short of the jack to bounce your way in. An hour and 45 minutes they've been playing, and quite rightly so. This is not a sprint. And 2 uses the final bowl to their best advantage. Inner Fourie. Back to the mat. One ball remains. Which is the dangerous ball? A lot of people would say, well, the one in your own hand. Lots of weight coming into the head. Wide and heavy. Goes through. Colleen Piketh holds these two shots, and now an opportunity with a ball remaining to pick up a third. And you wouldn't put it past her. She's such a queen of control with the pressure shot. Important bowlers. If Colleen Piketh can get another shot, and she does, takes her into a 19 shot to 18 lead at the completion of the 22nd end. And her shot applauded by Inner Fourie. Played in the best of spirits. Players respecting each other's ability. Wow, what a finish we've got to this single semi-final. 22 ends done. Colleen Piketh leading by 19 shots to 18. So the victory target of 21 shots within both players' grasp. Even though the mat's up, that jack into the shadows. Right. Vital bowls now. Set up the early pressure. Good start from Colleen Piketh. Just a metre through, right behind the jack. And the ball from Inner Fourie creeping ever closer to the jack, and she draws the shot on that backhand. Same line chosen by Colleen Piketh. Just stop it blowing away. Two balls lying in a waiting position for Colleen Piketh. Inner Fourie holds the shot. Looks like she's going to hold two. She does. Weight perfect from Colleen Piketh, but grass way too narrow. Okay. Inner Fourie, can she draw a third? Put her on the brink. Yes, it does. Well, now the pressure all on Colleen Piketh. Her last bowl. She's got to get into the head. Fourie lying the 3 shots. And that's wide, stays out there. All she needs is 3 shots in a Fourie. And this could be an upset. Fourie defeating Colleen Piketh. Well, let's work it out. How many shots does she hold? She only needs a 3. Oh, they're circling the head. And Colleen Piketh conceding defeat. A wonderful victory for Fourie from CBC Old Boys. And she sneaks into the final of the South African Women's Nationals Open Singles Final to face Helen Janssen from Rustenburg. So Fourie through to the final. Colleen Piketh, unfortunately, losing out. What a wonderful game. And you think of the start that Colleen Piketh got off to. Fourie deserves all the credit, fighting her way back into the game. Wow, what a game. Spectators were treated to a thoroughly enjoyable counter. Tight game it was, Karen. Yeah, we love this game. Yeah, everybody's congratulating Fourie, Elsa, Sharon de Bruin, Meryl Lodewijk, Fourie versus Helen Janssen from Rustenburg. Spectators a little bit thin because the National Week was scheduled to finish this afternoon, but because of the dual responsibility of some of the players in the various formats, that the organisers have decided that all the finals will be played tomorrow morning. Colleen Piketh, one of the main protagonists, she was involved in quite a few semi-finals. Oh, thank you very much for all your comments. The 2 markers, one wasn't a marker. One was actually a lollipop lady, indicating the number of shots that had been held by the player. The other was the official marker. So that's why you had the 2 ladies on the rink. The lollipop lady there to indicate to the spectators and us as commentators and broadcasters just how many shots were attained at each end. Well, that wraps it up from Walmer Bowling Club here on the Saturday afternoon of the 2022 South African Bowls Women's Nationals, hosted by EP Bowls with their headquarters at Walmer Bowling Club. That semi-final clash sees Fourie go through to the finals at the expense of Colleen Piketh by that wonderful margin of 21-18. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and please join us tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock South African time, when we have all the finals of the open singles, the pairs, the fours, and the veterans singles to bring you, and we'll give you all the action and the updates as often as we can to make your viewing experience as pleasurable as possible. Thank you very much, so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. See you tomorrow.